I'm delighted to be here. It is Canadian Innovation Week, and we are all here together, and we are also being joined via live stream from those joining us coast to coast to coast. So welcome to everyone. Now, we're here to celebrate young innovators who are the national award recipients of the second annual Ingenious Plus Youth Innovation Challenge. Now, the name of the challenge, Ingenious Plus, came from the inspiration of a book that was written by 28th Governor General David Johnston, who is also the chair of the Rito Hall Foundation. And he wrote this book along with Tom Jenkins, who is the founder of OpenText. And they wrote a book of nearly 300 Canadian innovations. And that wasn't even all of them. They couldn't even fit them all into the book. That David Johnston will tell you this fact any chance you give him. And so the book was called Ingenious, and the team here at Rito Hall Foundation decided to run with that theme and name the Youth Innovation Challenge after the book, because there is nothing really better that captures what these young people are doing than the notion of being ingenious. And we're going to see some of that today. They are making the world smarter, better, kinder, for everyone, and it's just so incredible to see. Now, Ingenious Plus offers innovators ages 14 to 18 the opportunity to showcase their creativity and problem-solving skills by developing innovative solutions to real-world problems. Now, young innovators have the opportunity to win regional and national monetary awards and also mentorship. This is something that we heard from so many young people that, yeah, money's great, but really what is important are the connections, are the network that we're able to bring to them, and we're so pleased to be able to do that. So I'm going to be joined by some of our innovation champions here today. We have Amy Mifflin-Sills, who is our Director of Innovation, who we'll hear from in a little bit. And we've also got a very special treat, which is Jean-Simon Venn and Martin Basiri, who are our Governor General Innovation Award winners, who have done us the honor of coming and sharing their afternoon with us, and we'll hear from them in a little bit. Now, in late April, with the help of our delivering partner, Junior Achievement Canada, JA, we celebrated the 57 regional winners from across the country who each received $1,000, not bad, and some great learning opportunities. And today we have the opportunity to hear about 5 incredible innovations that have been selected to receive the national award of $10,000, ooh la la, plus mentorship and learning opportunities over the coming months. I wanted to take a little time to acknowledge Mr. Venn and Mr. Basiri, who are here. We're going to hear from them in a little bit, but yeah, it's really an incredible treat that they're here. Now, we're going to move along, and the next thing we're going to talk about is the incredible innovators. I'm going to be talking about them a lot. We kind of think of them as celebrities. As they rolled in today, we were like, oh my gosh, did you see Elijah's here? It's crazy. I can't believe, Alan said hi to me. It was so great. We're really, we spend a lot of time talking about you guys and the amazing work that you're doing, so thank you so much for being here. Let's meet our first 2023 Ingenious Plus national winner. So we're going to start with our first category. I know this isn't the Oscars, but it kind of feels like the Oscars to us. So we're going to do a very dramatic reveal. And for the technology and entrepreneurship category, let's go to video. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Elijah Cosby to the stage, our technology and entrepreneurship winner. Come take a seat with me here, Elijah. Congratulations. Come take your microphone here.
Is this working?
He's on. It's working. The technology is working. This guy would know. So, Elijah, we learned a little bit about your innovation, the technical and entrepreneurship category.
Yes.
What can you tell me? What's the elevator pitch?
Okay. So I'd say that, so my device is, I created a wearable assistive device for someone with severe sight loss which identifies like obstacles and things around them, and then using so it identifies the distances of these objects from the person using ultrasonic sensors, sort of like radar. and it then auditorily informs the person wearing the device about about the distances of these objects. So say like if a person was wearing it, as they approach, say like for example the wall there, it would start like beeping would start increasing, and then to alert them that they're moving closer to something. Or if say they were like there was something on their right or left, it would verbally say like on your right or on your left, and so it would help to navigate their someone with severe sight losses like trips when they're in an unfamiliar territory.
That's incredible. So what was the spark for this idea?
So I first I was a part of this program with a local university where I as a high school student I was able to receive some mentorship from someone and I was like, okay, so I wanted to use that resource to make the most of it. And I know my one really close friend has his grandpa has severe sight loss, and he doesn't like to leave his house. Like my friend was telling me how he's like just constantly at home, and because he doesn't like to like, it can be scary when you're like out in new territory, and you don't want and he told me that feels like a little bit like, I don't want to say embarrassed, but just showcasing.
Vulnerable.
Yeah, vulnerable,
Yeah.
exactly. So I wanted to create a device that was accessible, because some other devices and things like say a service dog, if you were to apply to a nonprofit to receive one, you can be sometimes waiting years to get it. And some of the other technologies that are available are very pricey, and many people can't afford these things. So I wanted to create something that was readily accessible to help people navigate in new areas.
Wow.
Yeah.
So looking down the road, maybe
Yes.
5 or 10 years, where can we see UVAD going?
Okay, so
Okay.
I
This is going to be good, I can tell.
so because I'd been working on it for a few months, but there was a lot of different steps to it. Like there was actual physical building and putting the pieces together. There was then the software, the coding, because like I had to create a bunch of different code to say run the sensors, but then also like I had to create an analysis algorithm which would sort of like be like based on all of these different distances it's getting, decide which audio output to play. And so there was a lot to do and not a ton of time. So the prototype that I have now is just like a fairly rough, like it does all the technological like functions correctly, but now I need to, I guess, make it pretty, sort of like I need to make it like more functional and like have a better casing, I guess. So now the next step would be either talking to some sort of like fashion designer to make like a bag, which like sort of like one of those like crossbody bags.
I love a crossbody.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. This
So
is a great
something
idea.
like that, because like the actual technological components are really small and can be easily within something like that. So then it would be like that sort of like going forward is now making it more usable, and then in that sense, like we're creating it into like a smaller packaging. And then from there, then I would love to talk to some different organizations, maybe like further to maybe have some people try it out, and so that I can get some more feedback and then further improve it, and then till it gets to the point where it could till they really like it, you know? Yeah.
So like wearability.
Yes,
Yes,
definitely.
very important. Okay, so you're in grade 12.
Yes.
Grade 12. Where are you going to head? What are your plans as you move out of secondary and into the world?
So I haven't officially accepted an offer yet for university.
He's holding out.
I know.
Which I think is smart.
I'm thinking, right now I'm thinking definitely like into the biomedical engineering field, because it would definitely like, I can take this project and further it. And I really like enjoyed working on this, and I could totally see myself working on things like this. Because like it felt like when I went in to work on it, it didn't feel like I was working. It was just like fun. So I definitely think that that's the route that I want to pursue, and it would enable me to further my device and whatever other future ones.
And who knows what else?
Yeah, exactly.
That is so exciting. Okay, so this is your big Oscars acceptance speech moment. Are there people you want to thank? Is there anything you want to say? This is your moment.
Okay. I definitely would like to thank my mentor in that program, Tom McDonald. He had very helpful for me and taught me a lot of different things that helped me create this project. I also would like to thank Patricia Smolik, and she was my contact with Sight Loss Rehabilitation Canada, who she sort of gave me some more advice to make sure that it was say functional, because I myself don't have sight loss, so I wanted to make sure that it was meeting all of the needs that I might not even be aware of. So and then I also she tried it out and gave me some more feedback that I went in and to make changes, and so yeah, she was very helpful. And also, of course, my loving family for supporting me.
Who are here today? We'll give them a little round of applause.
For supporting me along my journey.
That's wonderful. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Elijah. Congratulations. We can't wait to see what comes next. Elijah Cosby, everybody. Perfect. All right, rolling right along. Our next category we have is health and well-being. So let's go to tape.
My name is Arita Xu, and I'm a grade 11 student from Toronto. Firstly, I would like to congratulate all the other Ingenious Plus Innovation winners, and even those who simply put their name forward. Developing and pulling through with an idea takes courage, and you should all be incredibly proud of yourself. To summarize my 8-month-long research journey on agri-based deicers, it all starts with my long-standing passion for environmental activism. Living in Canada my whole life, I've become ever more aware of the climate crisis and specifically the implications Toronto faces. My growing awareness of the detrimental environmental and physical implications created by road salts in particular sparked my curiosity of how our everyday lives must shift to becoming more environmentally conscious. Upon preliminary research, I discovered the emerging field of agri-based alternatives. From coffee grounds to apple peels, it really seemed like the world was my oyster. But upon researching, I was particularly keen on a few research papers that narrowed down my study to beet juice, corn juice, and grape skin agri-based additives. Upon doing so, I created a plan to conduct a side-by-side analysis of the treatments I formulated, including de-icing abilities, because what's the point of having a de-icer that doesn't even work, and environmental impact. Months of measuring plants and timing ice melt helped to finally conclude that beet juice was the most effective, environmentally friendly, and feasible agri-based de-icer. Being an Ingenious Plus winner is truly mind-boggling. Working at the lab and behind the computer for months accumulated my anticipation of what the results would be. I can't wait to further conduct research and explore more aspects of de-icers like molarity and phase change, bolster my conclusions, and find ways to create a tangible impact on local communities. To all innovators or soon-to-be innovators, the best support you can have is passion. Find what fuels your curiosity and explore a topic that you can read articles upon articles on for hours. Innovation and research is a long, frustrating, hard, and never-ending process, but through exploring your curiosities, the best innovation will slowly develop. Additionally, don't be afraid to ask for help. Whether it be conversing with your family and friends, asking a teacher if they had a stance, or doing cold outreach to experts, diverse perspectives are imperative for the development of any project. Once again, I'm saddened that I can't join you all to celebrate today, but it's an honor to be a recipient of the National Prize. Thank you to all my family, friends, and mentors who have given me unconditional support, and I can't wait to see where each and one of your projects go into the future. Bye!
Congratulations to Arita for that incredible innovation. And Arita is currently at the National Science Fair in Edmonton. So we gave her a pass today to not be here, but we wish her the very best. All right, on to the next. We are at our equity and inclusion category. So Let's see who we got. Her innovation is music to our ears. Divya Jayapalan, come and join us on stage. There you are. Congratulations.
Let me just check this works. Okay, it works.
You got it.
Thank you
nailed
so
it.
much. It's my absolute pleasure to be here today with all of you.
It's our absolute professional. It's just like, this is great. It's our absolute pleasure to have you with us. Thank you so much. Tell us about how this journey started.
Absolutely. So I am a musician. I've been playing piano since I was 4 years old. It's my absolute heart and soul. I contribute everything back to the piano. It's taught me values and lessons in life that no book, no school could ever teach me. And so my journey with the Key of Sight and the Music Magnet program that I've kind of developed as well with my small business is I love teaching music. It's brought so much joy into my own life, so I love spreading that when I'm teaching other children that are in my community. And now my ideas for developing programming that could be used to teach kids with disabilities came about when two parents in my community came up to me that had kids with autism and Asperger's syndrome and were like, come on, can you teach my kid? And I was like, I wanted to take on the role so badly, but I had no experience teaching kids with disabilities. So I was like, I need to do research of my own. And like all of us, when we don't know anything, we go straight to Google. So that's where I went as well. And I started researching teaching methods for kids with disabilities. How can we teach them music to a standard and an area of effectiveness that you could get by teaching people that don't have such learning needs? And I couldn't find anything. And there was this gap in the market that I really wanted to kind of go into and put all my time into in developing this curriculum and this program. So I started consulting organizations like CNIB, TIMB, Toronto Institute of Music for the Blind, and I asked these questions. I wanted to know how we could bring music into the lives of all of these children. And when I couldn't find all the answers, or when I found out that the answers were these in-person workshops that were too expensive or could not be delivered at a rate where students would be able to learn independently, that's when my vision for the Key of Sight came to life, because I knew that I needed to make independent content that caregivers and parents of these children could go online and access and teach their kids at their own pace with the resources and facilities that they need.
Wow. That's pretty incredible. What's the kind of impact that you've seen from those who are benefiting from your program?
Absolutely. And so now that I started teaching these kids just directly in my community, I found that their self-esteem and kind of the potential and capabilities that other people around them hold them to now has definitely increased. We're destigmatizing this barrier that only people with sight or people that don't have these learning needs can access music. It's all about accessibility. And I think that if we're able to give this standard of music and this education to all kids, we'll start to develop this area of self-confidence that I found in my life through music, and I think it should belong to all children.
Gorgeous, stunning. What are some of the ways that, on your innovation journey that you felt most supported? What were the kind of things and people that helped you get to where you are today?
For sure. I think the first people that I reached out to were professionals in the industry, and I was actually really shocked to how open-armed they were when I came to them, and I was like, I found this problem, I need solutions. And it was like the cooperation and going through all this literature that's currently developed on teaching methods and resources that can be implemented, where I was like, wow, there's actually this huge community of people that are here to support me that I was not aware of previously. And I think that's what's so great about Ingenious Plus and the Rideau Hall Foundation. You're giving us access to even more connections and even more networks that could be necessary. But in terms of my internal support, I have to give it all back to my parents who brought me to this amazing country. I immigrated to Canada in 2009 when I was just the marriage of two from Sri Lanka. So I'm really privileged to be at the place I am today, be able to have that music education, and I have to give it back to my teachers and my professors that were there for me, that taught me to love and appreciate music as a whole, the piano, and I'm really thankful for all of their support.
Okay, so this is like a Grammys acceptance speech. It's not the Oscars, because we're dealing with music here, right? Perfect. Do you have advice for anybody who's maybe, 2 years behind you, have a great idea and want to bring it forward?
Yeah, I mean, I have 2 words, speak up, because if you don't bring your ideas to light, no one's going to know what you're capable of. And I think that if you find the courage within you to go to these people, make these initial phone calls, kind of put your idea out there, no matter how small you might think it is, any idea is better than no idea, right? And I think it's just about developing that mindset, and I have to bring that back to the education system and all these measures put in place for young children. It's a mindset that you have to develop over time, and I think that if you're young and you're looking for opportunities, it's always out there. It's just about how much initiative you're willing to take and finding those people that are there to support you like I did.
Wow. That's all I can say. Wow. Thank you so much, Thivya. Thivya Jayapalan, everybody.
Thank you so much.
All right. Let's keep this train moving. And next, we're going to go to health and well-being.
My name is Aaron Zhao, and I designed the Exotremor, a low-cost 3D printed exoskeleton that suppresses hand tremors in movement disorder patients. Costing $38.08 to produce, the Exotremor effectively suppresses hand tremors by locking wrist movement whenever the user holds an object. And so by locking the wrist's ability to flex and extend and supinate and pronate, this allows the user to be able to hold up objects in a more stable position. The Exotremor is one of my proudest feats of innovation. To me, innovation is the integration of critical thinking with creative thinking. And I say that because creative thinking allows us to come up with new solutions, while critical thinking confirms whether or not those new solutions are valid. And so this benefits everyone. And by this, I mean innovation, because the inventor learns new skills while the community benefits from the fruits of the inventor. To me, being an Ingenious Plus recipient means that my project has real substance, that it isn't just a cool looking project, but that it has a potential to alter lives. So originally I designed the Exotremor in order to explore low-cost solutions to expensive problems. And now that I'm an Ingenious recipient, I now have been given this platform to share to the rest of the world my message of making science more accessible. In the short term, I hope that my project may inspire others, so students, innovators, teachers, educators, just anyone, to join me on my mission of making science more accessible to the world, of helping the disadvantageous of the world be able to gain and use medical technologies that they wouldn't otherwise be able to access. And so I think this noble mission cannot be accomplished alone, and I hope that you may join me on my journey. If you are a high school student wanting to innovate, I hope that you may first find your mission in life. And I say this because innovating for prize money and innovating for the good of humanity are two completely different things that will result in two completely different outcomes. And so I hope that before you begin on your journey to innovation, I hope that you will first look inwardly and find that noble why to your innovation. Finally, I want to thank my best childhood friend, Muhan-san, who helped write the code for a tool that I use to test and prove the effectiveness of the Exotremor in suppressing hand tremors. And last but not least, I want to thank Ingenious Plus for giving me this opportunity to share my project, and really just for giving me this opportunity to be an Ingenious Plus Innovation Challenge national finalist. So thank you all so much, and I hope you all have a blessed day.
Congratulations to Aaron. When it comes to innovation, he certainly is hands-on. So sorry. Okay, rolling right along. We are going to move to our fifth and final category, which is community and civic engagement. Everybody, Alan Guo. Hi, Alan. Congratulations. Hi. Do you want to just turn on that mic real quick? Flick.
Testing.
We got it. We got just a tiny snapshot on screen about Inspo. Tell us a little bit more.
Yeah. So first of all, I'd like to thank Jill. I'd like to thank Ingenious Plus for this opportunity. About Inspo. So 1 in 4 Canadians will have to take on the difficult task of caring for a loved one with a complex health need or someone with a disability. And they often face a lack of accessible resources, of knowledge in caring for this person. And most often this results in them being overwhelmed, isolated, and this is a really pressing issue, and it's only going to be exacerbated by the aging population of Canada. Millions of Canadians are going to face this issue. Me personally, I face this issue as well because my grandmother has Alzheimer's, and I've personally been a caregiver, and my family's been a caregiver for her. And this is where Inspo comes in place, right? Inspo is a social support app for caregivers. Caregivers, they use Inspo to find guidance through peer social networking and an integrated marketplace for professionals where they connect with them. So overall, the company's mission is really to democratize expertise for caregivers and help families care for their loved ones.
Wow. This clearly comes from a place of deep empathy. And I know that you touched on your own personal experience of performing the incredibly selfless act of being a caregiver for a family member. What do you think is the role of empathy in innovation?
Well, I think innovation starts with empathy. It starts with having compassion and wanting to solve a problem for someone, right? Innovating is all about creating a solution, a scalable solution, help other people. So, of course, empathy is the beginning of all of that. Understanding our audience, understanding the solution, helping them.
And where do you see this going? How do you see this scaling and growing over the years?
Well, ultimately, the mission of Inspo is to democratize expertise for caregivers and help families become better caregivers for their loved ones. So, of course, in the future, the mission is to continue scaling, to continue onboarding users, create strategic partnerships with professionals so we can continue to democratize this information because it's so hard to access this guidance and this expertise. What we're doing is we're creating a marketplace. It's easy for caregivers to find support through these professionals on the app at a cheaper, lower cost. It's more accessible. And for professionals, the pro is that they have a huge market for them to offer their services, right? So it's really exciting features we're going to roll out. Really excited for the future.
We're very excited for you. Are you in grade 12 as well?
Yes.
Great.
I am.
Okay, so what are your plans? What's next?
So for post-secondary, I plan on studying biomedical computation. It's essentially biology.
Me too.
It's essentially biology plus computer science. And I kind of have a background throughout my childhood in entrepreneurship and business. So I really hope to combine these interests. I think that by using business, I can leverage the biomedical solutions I create through my learning throughout post-secondary. I hope to create these scalable solutions that will ultimately improve the quality of life for more people.
That's a very noble pursuit. Your chance to thank anyone or have anything to say?
Yeah. So, of course, first of all, I want to thank my family. I always want to thank my family first because I think I'd be nothing without my family. They've instilled these values of empathy, compassion into me. My father, he might be watching. He's all the way in China. He works at a pharmaceutical company because his mission has always been to make medicine more accessible to people and to improve quality of life, right? My mom, she's right over there. She was an immigrant herself, and to this day, she continues to help other Chinese immigrants transition into their lives in Canada. I know every week she runs a sort of traditional Chinese dance club, and she connects 30 to 40 new Chinese immigrants every week, creates these gatherings for them, connects them, transitions to their life. So I think she deserves an innovation prize as well.
Well, it sounds like the apple does not fall far from the tree. We've got a family of community spirit, a family of a healing spirit, and it sounds like you're very well supported. Thank you, Alan, so much. Congratulations, Alan Zhao.
Thank you so much.
Whoa.
Thank you so much, Ingenious.
Thank you. I love hearing this lens of inclusivity that everybody has. We have our inclusivity category, but it just seems like it's spread across all of the different categories, and the future is looking very bright as we stand here with these incredible innovators. So now we have our special treat. We've got not just today's innovators, we've got the new generation and the generation of today. So I'm going to invite Martin Bassiri and Jean-Simon Venn to come and join me on stage. So as a little bit of a background, Governor General's Innovation Award winner Martin Bassiri, who with his brothers Meti and Masi was recognized for his innovation Apply Board. And Apply Board was aware of the many financial challenges that students face, and Apply Board has helped students access over 50 million for scholarships. Over 50 million, like 50 million was like so last year. In scholarships, has created the STEM for Change scholarship program in 2021 to drive diversity and inclusion by empowering women to pursue education in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And as one of the fastest growing tech companies in North America, Apply Board has created over 1,500 jobs in Canada and around the world. Under Martin's leadership, Apply Board was named Canada's fastest growing technology company by Deloitte in 2019 after only 4 years in business, and was ranked #1 on Deloitte's Fast 50 list. Not too bad. Martin Bassiri. We're also very fortunate to be joined by Jean-Simon Venn of Brainbox AI, who was recognized for their use of artificial intelligence technology to optimize HVAC systems in real time, reducing energy consumption and carbon footprint while also enhancing air quality. Brainbox AI is impacting buildings in developed and developing nations in over 5 continents, offering a scalable and impactful tool to address the equity, accessibility, and affordability challenges the world faces in its fight against climate change. So, Jean-Simon, Martin, bienvenue, welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Just gotta flip it on.
Thank you for having us. Can I start?
I guess so.
Wow. I just want to say every single one of the winners, it just brought me wow. So I just had to start with that one.
Absolutely. Well, this was going to be my first question. Now that you've had the chance to see and hear from these innovators, what did you think?
So something funny. So when I was 17 years old, I was living in Iran. I came to Canada about 12 years ago for my master's degree, so post my bachelor degree. At 17, I invented something for blind people, for people who didn't have insight, for people who don't have sight. And what it was doing, it was a real-time writing communication between the teachers and the students, because Iran, they don't have money, and they don't have a blackboard, so they can't see. So these big devices that are just Germany produces, they're like $20,000 each. That's like 10 years of average salary. Mm-hmm. So it's like if they're like $700,000 in Canada, so no one has them. So we invented something very simple with that teacher can write in Braille language, and everyone could see it with Braille. So that project changed my life, and would be happy to tell you why. But when I saw your project I was like, my heart was like literally was just coming out of my chest. I was like, wow, because after I got to know, I still remember it, the first time that 2 blind people that they tested my device. I don't know what they wrote to each other. They never said, but the smile of that person is stuck here. And I think that's the most reason for inventing something or for doing what you do with music, to bring a smile to the face of people, because we all gonna come to this world and go, what's better than just leaving some smiles after that? And if you could do something that bring a smile to other people's face, making their life better, making them realize who they are, like do something good in this world, like that's the way to go.
And we can definitely see that with these young people today, putting good and smiles into the world. Absolutely.
Absolutely, it's just like so impressive to see, like all of them, all five was very, very impressive. And I would be more than happy to like offer my own personal mentorship for you guys. Yeah.
That's incredibly generous.
No problem. And the reason, one thing, if I want to like just leave you with it, I started inventing when I was very early. Actually, I sold my first project at age of 10. One thing, if I go back and if I'm 18 and I'm sitting here, I just say, go for it, and don't ever allow anyone to say you're 18. And because when you start at this age, you are that 0.1%. So expect that 99.9% of people tell you what you do is different. And it's okay. It's okay to be different. It's okay to be 0.1% of the population. It's okay to be 1 out of the 1 million population. That's not only should not discourage you, that should really encourage you. But when you are gifted with that talent, when you are in a country, as you said, like Canada, I'm from Iran. This is the greatest country on planet Earth. When you are privileged to be here, use it. Go big. Don't scare. Nothing go wrong in your life. You're 18. Bigger mistakes, better. Bigger failures, better. Go big. Think very big. Don't go to the safe path of the other 99.9%. Because when you become like 80, 90 years old, the only thing that just reminds you is how great you thought. And the only thing you'll regret is why you didn't think bigger and you didn't go for it. So if you're at this age here, just go for it. Never allow anyone to bring you down just because of your age, or put your dream in a box because what's the size of their dream. You think as big as the universe.
Okay, I would like to have that play in my ears every night before I go to sleep. Thank you so much, Martin. That's incredible. Jean-Simon, what do you have? What have you taken away from learning from our innovators today?
Well, it's extremely impressed by a few things, right? Like, I'm going to keep my list short, but the first thing is all five. Instead of creating a solution and then looking for a problem to resolve, they all started with, this is a problem. Now, let's go see what the technology could do. And, there's a vast collection of technology pieces. And how can I assemble them together to resolve that problem? When you think about it, there's a lot of innovation center in the world. There's a lot of company doing innovation. There's a lot of university that actually do the reverse. They have not gotten that message yet. They're doing innovation, they're coming with a piece of technology, and then they're going, oh, okay, so we have this technology, we need to make money with it, or because we invest a lot of money to create that thing, let's find a problem. And they try to find that problem for that, and it's completely the reverse logic that we should follow. So all five, they're doing the right thing. They're doing what we should be doing, find a problem, and then find a technology to resolve that problem. That's very, very, very full of hope here that we're in the right direction. The other key thing that is really coming out for me, it's what you mentioned, is like in my case, my first 20 years in my career, I didn't do what you did. I listened to the others, which were saying, no, you cannot do that. no, 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 no. I understand you have that idea, but don't do it. We don't have the budget. We don't want to go there. Just do what we're telling you to do. So I lost my first 20 years of my life listening to the other telling me that, no, it's not possible. No, don't do that. I mean, look at the 5 laureate. I mean, they're not doing that. They're not listening to people saying, no, don't do it. They're just doing it with zero budget, right? Like very little support, family and hope, and maybe some teachers. But it's like they're doing it, and when you look at the end product, because it is near a product, right? It could be commercialized tomorrow morning. It's working. They did resolve the problem with very no resources. So this is the path we need to follow. So like, wow, I'm proud Canada, but I'm proud to see that hope is coming, right? We're changing the way we're doing innovation. Yes. This is great.
This generation is coming to save us, for sure. That I'm sure. Jean-Simon, I wanted to ask you a little bit about your work with artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, something we're hearing so much about. ChatGPT wrote this script. So, you know, it's expanding exponentially in almost every direction, it seems. What do you know about AI that maybe the regular person doesn't know about what's coming next, the good, the not so good?
Yeah, so, and I don't want to scare anybody here, like, but I'm going to try to be careful here. When you look at the performance of ChatGPT 4, on all of the entry exam or exit exam of first cycle at university, it's equaling human or being better than human, except in English literature and I think architecture. But maths, chemistry, all of the different field, legal is like exceeding human on the bar exam. So extremely powerful, asymptotic growth, moving extremely rapidly. It's a different form of intelligence. It's not the equivalent of the human. It's a different form of intelligence, outperforming us now in several fields. And the big question is, how are we going to regulate that? How are we going to put that new form of intelligence in a framework there where we could use it for creating good and prevent the bad side? And that is like a huge challenge that we're facing. And the other big challenge is how we're going to interface with it, because it's different. It doesn't think like us. It's outperforming us, but it's at the same time not understanding what's going on. So how are we going to interface with it to use it in a good way? And these are a lot of questions in that interface in between the artificial intelligence and the human. It's growing extremely rapidly, so it's hard to cope up, it's hard to follow, it's hard to understand, and we need a lot of people that's going to work on this topic going forward. So I see it as some people say it's, oh my God, it's going to be extremely bad. Some other people are saying, don't worry. I'm saying, let's be careful, but I'm optimistic that if we use it the right way, we're going to advance a lot faster and resolve a lot more problems.
Great, thank you for that insight. Martin, you have already spoken about some of the projects you've worked on even before Apply Board, and I think we kind of got the sense that from our winners today, there are lots of ideas that you guys have and lots of projects that could take off just with given enough time and support. So, Martin, you have a new venture, a new project, a new dream. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's the same dream with a new way of going after it. So I have a dream that every human being on planet Earth, regardless of their race, gender, religion, location, nationality, and wealth, they can access to equal opportunities. I'm not saying the outcome should be the same, but I'm saying our gender or race or nationality or location should not be a barrier to who you can be. Our effort, our hard work, our going after our desire and know what we want, that should be the determination, not just because we are born somewhere else or we were born, for example, just look at if you are born as a girl in Afghanistan or in Iran, what are the barriers for you to enter? And that has to be solved. And it's across the world. It's not just in Canada. Like across the world, like we see that, and we literally here see that even in our First Nation community, we see like the barriers for a lot of things. My dream is these barriers goes away before I die, because I want to see this dream a reality. I don't want it to just be dream. Dream is just for dreaming. I want to see it as a reality. The biggest problem that we have for bringing foreign students to Canada in Apply Board is 99% of people can't afford it. A $50,000, and you know international students pay 3 or 4 times the tuition fee here, is very expensive. And they have living costs as well. They don't have access to loan programs that government do. So because of that, 99% of these people can't come. So we are not selecting people based on they are the best human being to come to this country. We are selecting them just because they can afford it. And that needs to change. What we want to do is to provide low-cost loans to these genius people across the world, so more people like the winners today, they can also come to a country like Canada and flourish and build the future of here. And it's okay if they don't have the wealth. If it's okay that they're like in another place that unfortunately they didn't choose to, or whatever the situation is, it's on humans to solve all of these barriers from it. So we called it passage, because for me it's the passage to the opportunity. And I just, the reason that I smile is just that dream is right. I built it so much in my mind that it's just right in front of me. I see how good the world gonna be if this happened, and now I can't not do it anymore. And it's so hard, I don't even know how I'm going to do that. But I just know that this is the direction of my life and I have to go. In a lot of the speeches, like one thing that was inspiring for me from you guys to hear was like, you were saying, this is my mission. And this is my mission. It's like my mission to help other people. And all of the 5 winners, they were like talking about their mission. Mission in life is the most important thing, you know. It is, you are so lucky that you have mission in your life. Because majority of the people don't have a mission. They don't have, and if you don't have a mission, you don't have a reason, you know. And so I'm one of the lucky ones that I know my mission.
Wow. And we're so lucky to have you share your mission with us. And I can see that your ideas and your plans are moving so quickly, and to have the operations move at the same speed, not always the case. So good for you for continuing to innovate, continuing to approach the same dream in different ways. And wow, it's very inspiring, Martin. Thank you so much.
Yeah, sometimes you hit a block in one way, and the only thing you need to do to like reset, restart, and going it again. And so, you know, as Thomas Edison says, I found a new way not to do it. So that's the path of any innovator. Every day you go and you hit a block, you just learn a new way how not to solve it. But doesn't mean you've found out how to solve it.
Yes, there's no failure. There's only success in finding what doesn't work. I think that's very wise. We have some parents here today. So Jean-Simon and Martin, what advice can you give to parents of brilliant young minds and young innovators, and how can they be best supported on this journey?
I might start. And I was discussing this at the table before the event during lunch. We're at a point now in the human history where technology is no longer the constraint. Now it's our capacity to imagine the solution using the different pieces of the technology at our disposal. So as a parent, I mean, need to inflict that message, like make sure that message is understood, and then when spark happen, let it be and push. Let it be and push, because that spark will become the motivation factor for the life of your children. And they're going to start creating things, and they're going to start to build the confidence in themselves that, wow, I could do it, and then I'm going to keep building bigger and bigger and bigger and pushing that. And sometimes it could look like, wow, well, that's not following where everybody's going. This is a different path, and it goes back to what you were saying. It's going to be different than the rest of the people in the class, and that's okay, and actually that's what you want, because that's the path to success. And it's the path that person which is different is becoming the leader, and then the rest of the people will look at that leader and go, oh, I'm going to follow that person, because it's the new way. This is how we're changing things. So you need to support and make sure that everything is okay with that.
The path, I fully subscribe to what he said. The path for making a big change is very rough. Being entrepreneur is very rough. We have, for every one good day, we have 10 very bad days.
100.
And we have
100 bad days.
and I think I have a 7-month-old son right now, so I just joined the parenthood, and I think it's so hard for every single parent to see their children going to that suffering, and it's natural to do whatever you can to protect your child from that suffering. And the only thing that I can say is diamonds are built under pressure, and pearl became so soft and beautiful from that rough edges because of the patience. So when your kid going through that, just be there. It's okay, you know. It's very tough. A lot of time, like, they're not gonna be with you because they need to travel. They're going through a very hard time. It's hard for them. They see the rejections. Their heart getting broken. They're being like, they're gonna take their money, take advantage of their geniusity, because most of the people who are innovators, they're only also thinking about innovation, and there are so many other aspects of their life that normally they don't see it because they think everyone else is like them, you know, and so they're taking advantage. There are like a lot of bad things happen to them as well, and it's hard, but it's okay, you know. Every person who won Olympic gold medal also went through tough, but we humans are here to do tough things, and this is what it is.
Great advice. And yeah, I hope that the connections that we make today, the laureates among the winners amongst themselves, and also taking advantage of Martin's very generous offer, and I know Jean-Simon has offered some mentorship as well. So these are the connections that I think connect you to the people that are like you, connect you to the people that have the same spark, that have that same desire to be a diamond under pressure. That's great. Well, thank you very much to the both of you, Jean-Simon and Martin. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce you all to our Director of Innovation at the Rideau Hall Foundation, Amy Mifflin-Sills. Amy has led policy analysis, framework development, program design, delivery, stakeholder relations, partner development across a broad range of issues related to skills and the labor market. She has championed and led the innovation department at the Rideau Hall Foundation to take great leaps and to innovate from within. Amy.
You sound a whole lot more important than I am, but thanks, Jill. I have the immense pleasure of to be here with you today to do some thank yous, some much deserved thank yous. And I'm going to start off with those that are joining us on the live stream. I think those are your parents, your friends, your family who are rooting for you, and I just want to thank them for tuning in to see this ceremony today. It's so special. And next, I want to thank my dear colleague, Jill, for being such a gracious host this afternoon. Let's have a round of applause for Jill. Thank you. And thank you so much to our Ingenious Plus partners, our delivery partners. We have JA Canada. Jen is here with us today. Thank you, Jen. And Jen has partners all across the country with the charters, and all of them helped us to build awareness of Ingenious Plus last year and this year. I also want to thank one of our newer partners, Melissa from League of Innovators and Callisti, who are going to be leading the next part of the event today with you, and we've got something special planned. To our partners, your support, your guidance, and your experience that you've shared with us in working in youth delivery programs have really helped us bring our dream and our vision to life through Ingenious Plus, so thank you. And I really need to thank our financial supporters who helped us to bring this program to you and to be able to support you as young innovators. GM Canada, the Barrett Family Foundation, the Bragg Family Foundation, the Jackman Foundation, the Taylor Family Foundation, Power Corporation of Canada, Blake Goldring, the Arthur Irving Family Foundation. And let's have a round of applause for them. They are so amazing as financial supporters. And I would be remiss if I didn't thank the amazing team that we have here at the Riedel Hall Foundation that helped to design and deliver this program this year and planned this amazing event for you today. So thank you to my colleagues at Riedel Hall Foundation. And to you, the Ingenious Plus winners. You have proven to us once again that innovation is everywhere, and young innovators are driving those solutions, those real solutions to problems. So thank you, and thank you for taking care of this world for the next generation. What you did with your submissions this year, the hard work that we know you put in for months and months and months, has really shown through. Not only just the winners in the room today, but also our 57 regional winners across the country. We had submissions from almost every province and territory this year. That's a big jump from year one, and that's only in year 2 of this program. So who knows where it's going to go next? We'd love to scale this too, just like you want to scale your innovations. It's an honor to have you as part of this program. I hope that you become ambassadors for Ingenious Plus and ambassadors of youth innovation in this country. Thank you, and once again, congratulations.
Thank you so much, Amy. Now, we're going to have one very big last round of applause for our innovators who are just lifting all of our spirits today with their incredible work. Thank you, guys. Now, we have a really exciting afternoon ahead of us. Amy alluded to this. We are, and it's just for our innovators. So sorry, you didn't win. You don't get to participate. They will be treated to a mentorship session with League of Innovators, Melissa Allen. Melissa is an innovation superhero, and we are thrilled to connect her with these fine young laureates. So I hope you have had a great time. I have had a wonderful time. This has been so fun. Thank you so much for being here with us. And I hope you have a great day. And as always, be ingenious. Thank you.